Hey, welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. Not much, but the same old, same old. I thought I'd give you guys a break on the boost, and I'm gonna follow this thing to the end. There's so much that's going on with him, Brian Norman Sr., and they getting a lot of well, at least Brian Norman Sr. is getting a lot of playtime on different podcasts. Hey, come to mine. But I'm gonna follow it to the end. And I'm feeling a little sorry and empathetic because Bruce, they're giving you the business, but it's never fear, it's still hope for you yet. But y'all, I'm gonna talk about that along with the main topic, which is Ryan Garcia turns out to have been right after all. The Haneys, on the other hand, we're gonna get into that and much more. But y'all know how we do over here. First, let's turn to. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. And we got breaking news. So it's kind of like breaking news, but it's not. But before we get into that, let me do a little housekeeping. Please hit that like button. I know some of y'all gonna come in late because I got internet problems over here. I got 99 problems, and one of the mugs is the internet. And never fear, I pay my internet bill every month, but I don't know what's going on. It don't want me to do anything but leave it alone and keep going out. So if I don't make it through the broadcast, that's why. Um, please hit that like button and share as often as you can. Share the wealth. But if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit that. If you have, don't touch that dial. We got you locked in. And I can be reached at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. And I do like the cash apps. You guys. I'm having my own little battle with YouTube. So I got my own cash app. Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's at Boxing Fans Talk TV. Now I come on Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so look, just hit the like button, and I'm trying to stall a little bit to get some folks coming in. I see one person that came in already. Because I wasn't able to make a thumbnail today. I don't know if it got through or whatever, but it should show that I'm live. Y'all see the thumbnail though. Ryan Garcia turns out to have been right after all. Um, the Haneys, on the other hand. What's up? What bam? Now I know this is old news. The fight happened months ago. But just like the justice system and anything that a consumer or us regular folks want, it takes time to get to us. And these final results or whatever New York decided to ruled on, I guess, has come out. And shout outs, first and foremost, to Fanon podcast. I hardly ever shout out people's podcasts. I will admit, I saw it first there. I tried to look up some documents, and the little bit that I found, pretty much confirmed what he's saying. Um, and I believe that Ryan Garcia did not cheat. That's just my belief. And Ryan is not my favorite fighter, but he's starting to be. Oh, Ryan Garcia, where you at? Come over to this channel. Like you, dude, I've had a love-hate relationship for you. Because when it seemed like you didn't want no belts or nothing, I guess I didn't understand your methods, how you was moving in these boxing streets. But I'm starting to be a fan. And what I think is sometimes people be disillusioned. Sometimes people fall out of stuff that they love because of all the stuff that come with it, the turmoil, the barriers, the booby traps, the whatever that comes all with being a boxer. And it's a lot. It's a lot for one person to handle. And if you don't have a strong mind, you can succumb to the pressure. And it could be something little. Not everybody can do this mentally. So we know that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney had 3 fights in the amateurs where each one of them won. So a total of 6 fights. 3 Ryan won, 3 Devin won. So this is supposed to be the tiebreaker, but I don't give too much emphasis on sparring. I mean, it's interesting information when people come out and talk about it, but yeah, it doesn't move the needle professionally. And for you casuals out there, it shouldn't, but it's like the good drama, like the wrestling has drama, it's the good drama that come with boxing. When you hear all those past stories, the Olympics, sparring, amateurs, whatnot. But I do take some things from it. Now, whatever you could feel about Ryan Garcia, he has won the national championship, I believe, 16 times that he has said. Now, they don't just give that away 16 times. You might could even say, he was lucky. His parents was on the board, whatever, once or twice. But 16, nah, that it don't run it like that. There ain't nobody that lucky. So the dude, I always knew he could box. But this is a whole different world. You coming out from being a child. And some of them, when they come into boxing 18, 19, 20, they still children. Hell, when you like 24 and below, you still a child mentally. I don't even think you become grown till you in your 30s. For real, for real. Even though you do a whole you meet the benchmark of being grown. Mentally, wisdom wise and all that, not till your 30s. Or late 20s. But some people more mature than others. All that to say, they met up a few months ago in the ring, and Devin, got the beats break, but the brakes beat off him. Ryan Garcia put on the show, and I remember when his father was giving an interview, and he said something about Ryan. Ryan could be in there being his regular, playful, lovable Ryan, and some will switch. He become this warrior. I seen it in that ring. I seen him switch. When Devin caught him one good time, and it must have hurt or stung, that look, Ryan won't the same the rest of the fight. I mean, the way he fell back, it was like, I tried to make the face. He just wasn't the same. And he proceeded to just beat the hell out of Devin. He even tried to have mercy for Devin. Like, y'all call it off, man. I'm hurting this dude. Now, I always say, you see who a fighter really is when they're down on their luck or they losing or whatever. Having character, like decent character, can you be the same all the way through, good or bad? Can you be the same when ain't nobody looking? And I'm sorry, y'all, I don't feel Devin fits that bill. You know, um, he took it a little too far in that fight when what's the guy name that was refereeing? Ah, shit, Harvey Doc. Harvey Doc said, "Stop leaning. It's legal for him to hit you in the side." Devin purposely, there was times when Devin didn't have to hit him in the side, and he was purposely hitting him in the side and purposely hitting him in the head. And I can't get over that. Devin could never be my favorite fighter. I don't care how good he get. Just watching shit like that. And if y'all think, oh, you was always gonna hate Devin, no, no, he does a great job of helping that along. But that shit I remember after the fight. I be wanting to throw some at the TV. I've told the story before how I don't like Laura. He's not one of my favorites because when the chips were down and when he in that fight that he fought with El Perro so many years ago, probably over a decade ago, and he was cheating. He started cheating. They do little stuff because they losing. And they losing fair and square. And then here they come with the cheating. Ryan should have broke the other side of his face. I have no sympathy or empathy for the Hanes. I just don't. Now, if Ryan was cheating, I don't believe in saving somebody from doing something wrong. Just because somebody get in the mud, that don't mean you get down there with them. It's like Miss Obama said, when they go low, you go high, or you try to go high, depending on the circumstances. That's my added to it. But all in all, we know that the fight went down. Devin knocked him down. I mean, Devin got knocked down so many times. Harvey Doc didn't count all of them, but Ryan Garcia won the match. Everything was lovely. His Devin's little brother, I think he's still a child, was on tape video saying that he think Ryan's gonna pop cheating. Like he did all this beforehand. So I try not to say that because that's a child, you know. Children be around grown folks listening to them talk. Do I think Devin Haney and them set Ryan up, maybe slipped him some, maybe touched him? I do at this point. I just do. Even when they suspended Ryan, I really didn't have nothing to say. Because the rules are what they are. I was like, if he get caught cheating, he get caught cheating, and he got to pay the consequences. I don't absolve Ryan of that. But when they start getting into the scientific details concerning what he had in his body, which was Osterine, I found that, in my opinion, there's no way that Ryan was cheating, and I just keep that to myself, and I was moseying along and everything. Well, now Fanon had put out, like I said, shout outs to Fanon, that he was reading the final ruling on the case. And New York has come with a final ruling. This is so many months later. And if I was Ryan, I'd be happy because basically Ryan Garcia, according to Fanon, was suspended for breaking a New York City or New York State rule when it comes to boxing. You're supposed to report everything you take in to include medicine, um, supplements, whatever. You gotta front load them with everything that you taking in or whatever, so that if something like in Ryan's case, it seems or it would appear that his supplements were contaminated. It's more so what New York didn't say. New York didn't say we found you to be cheating. We found, they didn't go and they didn't even. It's almost like they dropped the charges. But as vocal and as everybody was during the time of the controversy, and as people were like quick to show, he was wrong and all that because they caking for Devin, they not as loud coming out exonerating Brian Garcia, and they should be. They should be just as loud exonerating him as they were persecuting him or just saying that he was wrong. In the end of the day, New York had all the information they could have. Remember, Ryan took a physical too with a doctor because they said it was crazy. All this stuff the week of the fight. The dude has never been a dirty fighter. I don't think he ever has been a dirty fighter. But when the Haneys came in, what's gonna happen? That's how I look at it. And they pushed it and they pushed it. And like I said, if you look up Devin Haney right now, it'll say nothing about the fact that Ryan and him met. It's not no contest on this. It's like he got a clean record. Now I do know that people can manipulate BoxRec. I don't know if it's kind of like a wiki where people can add stuff or take away, or they're a system administrators. But I know that it changes. And in Devin's BoxRec a couple of days ago, I don't look that shit up every day. It was like that fight never happened. But my brain and my eyes won't ever let me forget that. And I don't think I'm alone in that. But they suspended young Ryan for not disclosing everything that he was taking. That's it. If he was eating salt and he didn't disclose it, I don't know. They basically slapped him on the wrist and suspended him. I think they suspended him due to the pressure and all that. I think the Haneys used up their last wild card. I don't think nobody jumped through hoops for them no more. But they suspended this man because he failed to disclose. And you know what? I ain't mad at New York for that. Ryan, I'm sure, learned many lessons during this time around. Hey, Ryan, you making millions of dollars? I mean, it's such a setback for him unfairly. So, but he lost a lot, and I hope going forward he just take the lesson. That's all you can do is take the lesson. Hey, you can't trust shit. You got to make sure you in the right. Sometimes you got to match your character or your charisma or what you about as a fighter to the state that you're gonna fight in. You can fight in every state of the union here in America, and every state got similar, rules and policies and regulations as other states. And but every state can be distinctively different, and some things they accept and some things they don't. New York has a no tolerance. Now, repeat that. They have a no tolerance for anything foreign in your body, that could be considered pets. No tolerance. But yet, they never, Ryan Garcia do not have a charge of having pets in his body. That's not a charge that New York levied against him. So why you will have a lot of people. This is why I say you should be as loud when you're wrong as when you was right. Because you're gonna have a lot of people out there talking about, oh yeah, he got suspended. You're gonna have people like me say, Devin, remember you got your ass whipped when Ryan beat the hell out you? And you have people say, nah, that one don't count because he was cheating. As to the reason that Devin lost, Devin cannot beat Ryan. I'm almost agreeing with everything that Anthony Darrell has said about Devin. Um, he see it too. He was seeing it too. I ain't the only one. But and then look how he act when he, recently he's in an incident where he's punching somebody, which caused his team or his bodyguards or whoever they are to react and punch too. I personally hope the dude sue him for as much money as they can get out his ass. It'll teach him a lesson. Okay, if I'm sure if you had won that fight easily and happily, I doubt if you'd be walking around here with a chip on your shoulder. Dude, you not that great. You're not that great. And when some of these parents these fighters be bragging and boasting about their fighters, they turn fans off because the fighters should be talking. This should be the era of handle your own business. Okay, grow up, handle your own business. But I just need the public at large to know, the boxing public, and to my casuals watching me on Facebook or social media. Ryan Garcia, to me, I'm going to call it an exoneration. They were very loud and boastful when they was accusing him. when they was prosecuting him. But they quiet as a church mouse when they exonerating him. He is not suspended for paid use. There's no record anywhere in America or the world that's going to show Ryan Garcia is a cheat using pads. If that was the case, New York would have ruled that way. But New York suspended him because he broke their rule. I find that interesting. Like I said, I heard it first on Fanon, so I'm giving him the credit for that. But I think it bears repeating that, people just get to the point. Ryan Garcia didn't cheat. And I swear I've been feeling that in my gut from day one. He didn't cheat, yo. So he got a slap on the wrist, a easy light sentence like being banished or suspended for a year to about around April 20th or something of next year. That's when his suspension is lifted. I think he has to do 1 year analysis or something. It ain't got to be watched or looked. It ain't like he going through a bottle program or nothing like that, or being tested. He wasn't punished for cheating. He wasn't punished for IV use. He wasn't punished for lying. He wasn't punished for missing weight and any other dirty thing that the Haneys can pile on to him. He beat Devin ass fair and square. And that's all I really wanted to come on and say. And I was happy to hear that that's how New York ruled, because when you get down into the details of what he had in his system and how little and insignificant it was, and the fact that that substance supposed to aid him to do whatever, XYZ, and guess what? He wasn't aided in that. Devin didn't know how to deal with somebody who was quick as he is. That whatever that was in his system, it didn't make him faster. It didn't make him hit harder. It didn't, on the other hand, make Devin not protect his face or defend pretty good when he knew the attributes that Ryan had. So Devin got clocked in the jaw, knowing that Ryan had that ability, and that's what Ryan does. So, like I said, as loud as y'all accuse this man, Ryan, I got your back. I got your back on this one. Ryan is not going down in history as a cheater. And those of us who was there and seen the fight, we'll never forget it, even though they can erase it off the books. Devin, that's not going to help you moving forward. You always got to be able to face your past and your future and your present and merge them together. So, in my opinion, in the end of the day, Ryan Garcia is innocent of cheating Devin Haney. And like I said, I think New York did it because they was probably under pressure from the Haneys. That's a lot of money moving around. People with lots of money. New York probably wanting future business. The pressure was on. Now that it's all came out in the wash, New York may never get a fight. Ryan may never go to New York to fight. But they didn't destroy him. So what I would say to Ryan, keep your head up. There's some of us out here that like the truth, and we believe you. I was one of them naysayers about you early on because I really didn't like how you moved. And then you stopped moving like that. And then I said, here we go. You face Tank. Because I always thought you was really scared, but you seemed like you was serious. And you faced him. So if you were scared or not, and when I say scared about boxers, grown men and women, I'm not saying, I'm scared. Like you just scared to walk outside or something. You scared they're going to whoop your ass. No boxer, female or guys, is going to get in this sport if they're intimidated like that easy. You got to have thick skin. You got to have an ego that's kind of out this world more than the average person. You have to believe and know that you're the goods and that you can do good. So you can't be walking around here Like, I ain't saying Devin's scared of Ryan, but some people scared to lose their some people scared to lose their leverage. Some people, maybe the better word should be leery about losing this or losing that. And that's what I think is going on. But y'all gotta clean that dude, clean that dude's smear campaign that y'all put on him. Clean it up. Be loud and apologizing for taking this man through this unnecessary stuff. He beat your favorite fighter fair and square, and that's all that happened. As far as fighters go, before I go, because this is, I mean, I could talk about the Boots Ennis and Norman thing. That's the gift to keep going, but I won't. You got to get a break some kind of way. To any fighters, anybody out there trying to train fighters or have some kind of rapport with any fighters and all that, going forward in the future, this is what I'm seeing. I think fighters are going to be super aware more than they ever been going forward because they see the three things that it takes. By our constructive criticism, it to me aids in helping fighters see the best way to go, how to solve this puzzle of balancing out a fight game, a fight career. How? First and foremost, it doesn't matter what you do in life. If you ain't about health and wellness, you can hang it up. You ain't going but so far. It'll be good while it lasts, but you ain't gonna go but so far. Secondly, these boxers got to set long-term, short-term goals. That's why I say it will never do if you end the fight game just for money. Try to become undisputed. That's the long-term goal. But the short-term goals could be I want to be a champion for the WBC or IBF or WBA or WBO. Then set eight. Once you reach your goals, your short-term goals, set another one. Make sure it's still in line with your long-term goal. And then anything extra is just gravy. So like when Terrence Crawford became undisputed, he won't just undisputed. He was Essence. He got an Essence Award. He got Ring Magazine. He was lineal champion and so forth and so on. He got paid more. All the different perks that came with his long-term goal, which was to become undisputed. So even if you coming into boxing before you start your professional career, it's okay to say, I want to be undisputed. Because to become undisputed, you have to be champion of one belt, then unified with two, and then unified with three. Then you get a chance to become undisputed. So you got to set those goals, some short term, then and long term, but make sure the short term match with the long term. But then you got to have a good business sense. Sometimes you got to stand 10 toes down on what you believe and how you feel, no matter what everybody think, no matter what everybody say, no matter what I say. I've criticized Boots Ennis a lot this week. And I'm going to tell you, Boots, it's only because I think you are excellent. I think you great. I think you deserve everything you want and worked hard for. Okay? You could tell you a sweet guy, a sweet kid. I'm gonna say a kid to me. You could tell you a decent dude, you know. The criticism is meant to either shame or hurt you. So you don't do that no more. But I think you smart enough. What I don't want to see, because I see a lot of people edging him on, and it I don't know, it feels like he might do it. So I want to say this before you do it, Boots. If you ever listening, stay where you at. Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence left you that division for a reason. That's yours. I tried to say that about Shakur and Tank. That at 130, that was theirs for the taking. 147 is yours for the taking. It don't matter who moves up and who moves out. That is your division. Just change your path. And you stepped in it, you and Eddie. And you got to go fight this man over probably in Germany, Poland, or wherever he wants to hold that fight. You got to go deal with Karen. This time, don't fuck around. In and out of the country. Get there, beat his ass to the point that the ref can't help. And that's how you got to beat them, because you don't want no more mess. Beat them down, say your goodbyes, and leave. And don't go there no more like that. Don't do that. The way you could avoid getting yourself in that predicament, when Eddie called himself um, talking to other fighters for you, sit down in the meeting. He may feel like he don't want you around, you slowing him down. Hey, okay, let him do his thing. But when he come to tell you what the results is from him doing this thing, trust but verify. This one, if I was you, would be getting, oh, you talked to Brian Norman. Okay. What'd he say? Oh, they turned down the fight. What you offer? I get as much information as I can from Eddie. And then I'm like, okay, all right, Eddie. Well, all right, we'll try this person. As soon as I leave Eddie, I'm on the phone with Brian Norman. Hey, I just talked to Eddie. I know I wasn't there at the meeting. He likes to do these things by himself. But everything wasn't satisfactory to y'all. Is there anything I can do? Because we really do want this fight, blah, 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 blah. Then they would have told you this nigga came at us at 750 first offer. Then he lied. We tried to counter. And then next thing you know, I guess he telling you that we declined. And that's not true. Boost, do you really want this fight? Yeah, I do want to fight Brian, Mr. Norman. Yeah, I want this fight. Well, I want the fight too. So how can we make this happen? What we got to do? All right, let me go holler at Eddie. What y'all say y'all want? Can you come down a little bit? Can you meet me halfway a little bit? Okay, cool. Let me go talk to Eddie. Boots, that's what you got to do. I know that sound cock. I know I'm over here saying the cockhead and all that stuff, but I don't. I really want him to do well in his career and criticize. I would give anybody constructive criticism, but if I don't criticize you, y'all either don't know about you or you're not worth the time. Look, I want you to have what you deserve. 147 is yours for the taking, and nobody else don't give that shit away. But here's the thing. If you think I'm saying it because I don't want him to fight Crawford, by all means. Because the problems you have at 147, if you don't fix it, can't run away from your problems because they'll meet you where you're going. You will have the same problem at 154. I don't think you can beat Crawford. But if you really want to try it and see, you can go up to 154. I wouldn't be mad at you. But I think you need to cement your legacy where you at right now. We, age, one thing you ain't gonna be is father time. You getting older, and you might not be able to make 147 no more. But it's wide open for you. It's up to you to make that division what you want it to be. Floyd took that division and took it to another level. But he did that. All of y'all can do that. You got Teofimo talking all this shit. He wanted Crawford so bad, and you clearly see it's for money. That's disingenuous. When how Teofimo gonna walk past you, Brian Norman, and whoever else the top 5 up in the 147? How he gonna just skip past y'all? That's when you say, hey, Teofimo, I'll take some of that action. Come on up here. Let me see what you can do with me. I'm 147. You ain't got to jump that high. I do seem to think too. Somebody else made a good point. I forgot who. Somebody out here in this YouTube street. Shout out to y'all. That the foolery going on with Eddie Heron, like he's not real focused on you, Boost, or whatever. He's using you, or you're a means to an end. I do believe that too. That's why you all sometimes when you step in it, you got to finish what you start. Now that you stepped in it with Karen, you got to play that all the way out and just take it as a learning lesson. Stop being a follower. Stop feeling entitled. Keep your head down and just fight. There's a way to get through it. You got to make motherfuckers say, oh, damn, we got to fight him. You got to make the world be like, y'all got to fight Boots. More than what they saying now with Crawford. That's just hate left over from Earl Spence and all that. If Earl couldn't do it, I guess they figured you could do it. No, you gotta know the difference between the two. I will fight everybody. I would do like Crawford do. Oh, y'all don't want to fight me, the top name? Okay. Who's next on the list? Next. And that's what I would do. And sometimes Brian what Brian Norman Sr. said made so much sense to me. He said technically we was minding our own business. We trying to help y'all out. So y'all gotta pay us for getting us involved with y'all mess. I mean, make it worth our while. We helping you out. But we was on a trajectory to have 3, 4 fights a year. We're gonna make what we make, and yes, it would be a lot less than 1,700,000. But hey, we're gonna make that, and then we gonna eventually make the money that we asking you for. But you supposed to be this big time elite fighter, and you asking us to bail you out, so I'm gonna hook us up. There's no excuse for Eddie not having that money, and everybody sees that. I hope you see it, Boots. Oh shit! Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Hold tight. Oh, shit. My bad. Had some pies in the oven. Like, damn, it smells good up in here. Oh shit! Let me take it out. Uh, Dan Tan, I see you in the building. Yeah, I couldn't get my computer working good today, Dan. Couldn't even make a thumbnail real good, and it ain't much to talk about in boxing. So I think I talk about a bunch of stuff. Just I did mention, I don't know if you caught the beginning, Dan, but I basically ran through. This is gonna be a short live today. I ran through that Ryan Garcia is pretty much exonerated because the findings or the ruling of New York has come out, and I guess it's public now, and it's basically saying uh they charged him up for um not following their rule, one of their rules. He broke one of their rules, which is to inform or disclose to them everything you are taking, to include supplements. And Ryan didn't do that. So because he didn't do that, he got suspended. But he was not charged, punished in any kind of way over cheating or having ostarine or anything, which tells me he proved his case, and so he's exonerated. So as much as people was loud, persecuting him, prosecuting him, saying he's so guilty and all this, they need to be loud saying he's pretty much exonerated. I find that that's ironic that they was loud coming after him, but quiet when they exonerate him. And the usual people that talk a lot, like the Haneys, where they at? They ain't got nothing to say. Nothing to say. But Devin cried enough. He got his way. That fight don't even exist on paper. So anyway, shout out to Ryan Garcia. Congratulations on being exonerated. His record is what it was when he went to fight what's his name? Before, like, I don't know his exact number, but let's say he had 29 fights and Ryan's fight would have made 30. Now he just got 29 fights. I think it's 29. It's like it never happened. This would happen. He don't have a no contest. Now again, look, I'm standing here telling y'all I saw this in BoxRec. But BoxRec can make me look crazy because y'all go over there now and somebody might have corrected it. I don't know whose job it is to update that stuff and keep it going. I don't know if it's like Wikipedia where the public can add stuff in, but all I know is I was looking at BoxRec a couple of days ago, and it basically is no record of him fighting. It's like they erased it. That could have been a glitch, whatever. I'm just saying, because he don't have a no contest in his record, Devin Haney, and he don't have a loss, and that's what he wanted. You said so. Dan Tan says so. The Ryan fight was ruled no contest. That's what you seeing, or that's what you saying? That's how they did it at first, but I think they wiped all that shit clean. Devin Haney has no loss. He don't got. When I looked at his record, it was like win and loss column. Zero losses, so many wins. I didn't see no one for no contest or draw. You know how they had them extra numbers on the side? I didn't see any of that, which makes me think they just they can disappear all they want. We was there. You said he should have a loss on his record if Ryan was clean. The pressure. Then only thing I can think is New York was pressured, and at the time the Haney still had clout. They got the money. Ain't no telling. I mean, because you have Regis saying that Devin lost in Mexico, but some kind of way that wasn't on his record. You know, when everybody try to say why you be so hard on Devin, because they taking shortcuts that everybody else don't get to get. Well, how are they taking shortcuts? Well, you not working two jobs and trying to keep the lights on in your little studio apartment, but at the same time boxing, doing 2 and 3 a days and working full time, trying to boost your career up. You're not hungry, Like I said, Floyd, when he was talking about going to people camps and eating Cheetos for dinner, the fuck? How you do that? Only somebody really young can do that. You're not going through all that. You came out of silk sheets. I'm just exaggerating. But you came out your daddy house. Your daddy had money. And y'all was able to travel the world. You didn't have to worry about what your meal. You didn't have to worry about the things that can derail the average boxer's uh career. It was almost like you was set up to do well. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I was going to high school, kids who had phones or they had like their own line in their house. I know that sounds crazy, y'all, too, because everybody got cell phones these days, but there was a time where it was one phone in the house. Or, I've had to wear hand me downs, not a lot, not all the time. I wasn't as poor as some people have been, but we was poor. So I know how you not have nothing. We didn't even have a family car. So imagine my mama had to go to grocery shopping and then come home in a taxi cab once a month. Y'all know what that means. um, but he didn't have that kind of life. He had all the gear. He had the best gear. He had trainers. He had medical. He had everything off the rip. And then they got too arrogant. And I think maybe that's for me, that was a turn off. But at the same time, they was trying to crown this dude way before his time. Dude, ain't no way in fucking hell. You know, I mean, you gotta be, I don't know, spectacular as hell. I don't care what part of life you talking. Boxing, football, basketball, outer sports. You could be talking about academics. You could be talking about leading the world. Ain't nobody finna crown no young ass nigga to be the head of the honcho of everything. Why would they do that? You can't even become president of the United States unless you're 36 and above. You got it's age limit, like, but they was acting like, saying some loud, outlandish, out of pocket, arrogant, conceited shit, and of course that turned me right off. And especially when I can see he ain't what you say he is. I'm like Anthony Darrell, he wasn't. But I feel something. I go by my gut, and I listen to my intuition. I'm just one person. But I feel it was some shady shit that went down with that whole fight and everybody involved. I think Ryan Garcia. was set up some kind of way for him. He was set up, and ain't no telling. Like I know, remember when Bernard Hopkins tried to put his hands on Tank back, and Tank got upset and was like, nigga, like he was about to fight him. Like, get your fucking hands off me. And I'm glad he did, because now you know you could just rub something on somebody and then make them pop and shit. And in a place like New York, they have no tolerance. But for a place like New York to have no tolerance, this is how Ryan be saying God look out for him. He would have probably always go down as a cheater. His record gonna be dispersed. They heard that more than they hear that he is exonerated. New York has no tolerance at all for if you have anything in your system. But yet, New York did not charge Ryan Garcia with a single peg use. So that tells me they found him innocent of that ostering. Because, like I said, you get into the weeds of it, get into the details of it. He didn't have a lot in there. Activist is in the building. He said, "What's going on, y'all?" La Jessica, what's popping, Queen? She said, "Salute, Queen," in the chat. Yeah, so that's all I had to say. I was like, what? He's innocent. That's what he is. Ryan Garcia was suspended. They'll tell you he was suspended for a year, and then they'll tell you why they suspended him. And the reason why New York said, not T, not Miss T, but New York, the reason why New York said they suspended him is because he didn't disclose to them everything he was taking. And in New York rules, you have to tell them about all medications, supplements, and anything. You have to tell them everything. Ryan failed to tell them those two supplements he wound up turning in, and it must have been proven that it was contaminated. Y'all hit the like button as you come on in. Had to be. So we can feel how we feel, because some people going to be like, oh, you caking for him. I'm going by the rules. If he was charged, the Haneys was coming at him with that, you cheating. Everybody coming at him. He was under investigation. He had to prove himself. He had to get a lawyer. He had to pay all this money. He got fines. He is suspended for real. But if Haney wants to walk around and say, yeah, because he was cheating, that's why he won. Y'all got to eat his ass up on sight, because New York is not saying that Ryan cheated. They not saying nothing at all. There is no charge on there about him cheating. It ain't the IV. Before people start saying, oh, maybe the IV, it ain't the IV. It ain't the Ostarine, because it was too little in his system for that to even be a factor. And then he been being tested all the way up to the week of the fight. Because even before that test that he popped on earlier that week, he just had a whole mirror to test, because remember, he was supposed to be on drugs. So he had to go to the doctor. New York made him do that. And he was clean. It's just Friday and Saturday he was dirty. But that, even with that, it would not explain that ass whipping that Devin took. So they could miss me with that. But he's innocent, y'all. And you don't hear nobody shouting that from the rooftop. I'm surprised that Ryan Garcia is quiet. I guess he kept saying he was innocent so much he tired of it. Y'all believe him or you don't. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. It was not much of a boxing day or last couple of days. We got the Canelo fight coming up. I think that's next week. Um, Not that big of a deal in boxing this week. A lot of rehashing. The Brian Norman Jr. and Senior situation is funny to me. I've watched this man a couple of times. I can't give him the Bill Haney title. Nah, he ain't got the Bill Haney title. I kind of see it a little bit with Schofield. Just kind of see it. I see the similarities, but Brian Norman Senior, I don't see Haney. I don't see no reminiscent of Haney in there. So he get a pass with me. But I understand a lot of stuff he say. Eddie Hearn is lying. And like I said, Boots, no matter how bad we criticize, I'm one to have criticized Boots. But I tell you this, 147 is your division to take. It's what you do with it, dog. When you step in boo boo, you have to sometimes stay in it and get the lesson so you don't never do that shit again. And that's what you got to do with this current fight. You got to see it through. Come back stronger. If motherfucking top people don't want to fight you, bend down, keep your head down, keep grinding, fight the next person on the list. You know, you got people like T.O. talking shit to Crawford. Crawford ain't thinking about, if he ain't thinking about you, he damn sure ain't thinking about T.O. But hey, that's a fight for you. You can show out on his little ass. What's his name? The guy that T.O. just beat, Josh Taylor, should be ready to come up to 147 by now. Just fight who's there. If ain't nobody on your level, you can't let that go on and go on. You gotta get them out there. And pretty soon you'll have a reputation like Crawford or Tank Davis. That's what people love about Tank. If you ain't on Tank level, you're not gonna make it to the 12th round. And Boost, that is your answer. And again, either be at the table when Eddie talking for you, trying to put together a fight, but definitely when he come to you, you can trust him, but you better verify. You better turn it to Ronald Reagan on his ass. Trust but verify. Oh, okay, Eddie, they turned it down. All right, that's cool. I see you at the office tomorrow. Go right to the nearest phone or get somewhere quiet, call them people and double check was what Eddie said on the up and up. And you ain't gotta hide about that. Be like, Eddie, I called them and they said such. After a while, Eddie gonna be like, why you going behind my back calling? Because that's what I do. Next, don't let nobody blindly handle business for you, because he ain't got your best interest at heart. He don't. And I'm really starting to believe that maybe he did get you on board so it can make it easier for him to feed you to Connor Ben. Because y'all know Connor Ben's sanctioning or whatever is coming to an end. He'll be off his suspension very soon. And Eddie couldn't get him a fight. But that was his boy. He ain't going to leave Connor Ben. Jessica said, I thought they didn't get tested for 3 weeks. Who? Like Ryan and them? You remember when all that went down, Ryan had to prove himself. He had to get a lawyer. He actually hired, because he got the money. Ryan is a millionaire. He paid for somebody to go and really thoroughly test, do the hair sample and all that. New York didn't require him to do it, but he went above and beyond to prove his case. And all I'm saying is, if their final ruling is out and they don't have on nothing for the final ruling, yeah, we found you to be cheating. Because that was the charge, right? They charged him up for cheating, saying you had pairs in your system, but you won't find none of that as a ruling on that paperwork. Active actors trust but verify. Oh, that's a good time to emulate one of the I ain't gonna say best, but one of our nation's presidents, old Mr. Ronald Reagan. That motherfucker believe in that trust. I trust you, but let me go on ahead and verify this. And that's what you got to do, especially to all of y'all fighters who are not at the table when they making these deals for you. You are not a chess piece, Boots. You are not a pawn in Eddie's game. And I ain't trying to turn you against Eddie, because Eddie would do some good stuff. He'll pay you. But don't let him play you. Let him pay you, but don't let him pay you. And 147 is your division. Take that motherfucker now. Get over this debacle you just went through. Next time, don't be waiting. Like y'all not putting that request in or petition to the IBF. Why not? Why not? Uh-uh. You know what Eddie doing? He kind of like a car salesman. A little trick, y'all, out there. When you go buy a car, I always go get my own financing. Now I'm doing that with my own house, like getting my house built. I went and got my own financing. That may or may not be good. I'll find out in February. But getting my own financing for my car, I always do it. You know why? And this is a white guy that told me, don't matter what color you are out there, but when it comes to these finances and creditors and bankers and shit, the white people be knowing. And this white guy told me, and I don't know what made him want to tell me, but he told me. I had just got my divorce from my husband, and of course my credit took a hit. I mean, it took a hit before I got the divorce. Um, but I knew I was when I got back to the States, because we went to Japan, then we went to Hawaii, then we was coming back here. And I knew when I got back I wanted to buy a home. And, I done bought, like, in my lifetime, probably like 11 to 12 cars. In my lifetime. I was that person. Every 2 years, let me get a new car. Let me get a new car. Y'all hit that like button as y'all come through. Hold on one second. Active activist said, let me check on that. He said, Tyrell the fifth. He said, chill, eat them up, little. I guess L, chill, eat them up, L, chill, eat them up. Okay. Trying to remember raps. He said, I'm dreading buying an electric car. Don't do that. I ain't buying no electric car. I done had a couple of friends have Teslas. They nice when you got a lot of money and you just want a garage or something, by all means. But most people that I know who have electric cars, they trade them in because they tired of being at the charging station way more than they thought they would be. Or you're gonna have to charge from your house, and that's a lot of electricity. So here's to your electric bill staying low. Y'all drink y'all water. I'm behind. But that's why I I need to know. A matter of fact, I want a 5-speed. He said, "Yeah, it's ridiculous." But yeah, what was we talking about? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Y'all get me back on track. Active activists. What was I saying before I ventured out? They just want to control. Oh, about the financing, right? So he said what they do, and I never knew this. And I bought a lot of cars, haven't been getting got. That sounds right. Okay, you go to the dealer. The dealership, each dealership works with about 15, 18. And in the digital age, ain't no telling how many banks they can work with, right? It don't really matter who finance you. It's do you get financed so you can get that check to the dealer so you can take the car with you. But you put in for your loan, and the dealer come back and tell you, oh man, ooh, oh, it was kind of tough. We right there. Like, I mean, hey, we got COVID. Hey, whatever reason they can throw in why shit should go up. Hey, you're you had too many miles compared to the years of the car. Yeah, that chewing gum you had in the back seat on the carpet or whatever, on the seat or whatever. Hey, that depreciated 3,000. The first when you bought that car, your car depreciated 3,000 because you're just paying interest. Fuck all that. They'll say anything to make you pay more. And I just didn't know that they get a bigger commission the more interest you pay. I didn't know that. Cause I'm like, how would that happen? Like, I was dumb to the fact of that. But he was like, yeah. He said they can apply to all of their banks. Like I said, the average dealership got about 15 banks. They apply to all the banks, right? You can have some banks come back and say, yeah, we give her 2%. Yeah, we give her 3. We give her 4. And then you can have some banks that got some crazy numbers. That's how you know you don't want it. It's like the payday loan people. Like, it'd be crazy interest, right? The dealer will come out there and say, look, we fought hard. I went back. I had to redo the paper a little bit. And the best I was able to get you was 6%. Meanwhile, one of them banks came back and said 0% or 1 or 2. They not going to tell you that. They not. They not, because nowadays people are hip to the game that it is against the law to put down money on something you finance it. There is a law, and that's applicable to everything outside of buying a car. But sometimes, like I've tried to apply this knowledge and shit at car dealership, and they would let me walk off. Ask the active activist. Shit, sometimes you just need a man and his wonderful, beautiful, deep voice. Because sometimes it comes to that, because I think that a lot of salesmen are men, and men for the most part. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, even overseas it's like this. They think women are this and they think we dumb. They don't care if you walk out that door. They don't believe in your money being green as much as the next person. They don't, and they don't care. But they won't let a man walk out that door. But if you're a man of color, they let you walk out the door before they let a white man walk out the door. But a white man told me all this. And ever since he told me that, I get my own finances. So that's a helpful tip to y'all. Active Actor said money and finance. Miss Just Do. What's popping, Queen? Welcome to the building. I hope you come back more often. Y'all hit that like button as you come through. Good evening, peace and blessings to you and your chat. He said they did GMAC financing, GMAC, I think, financing, when Navy Fed and USAA was offering me dumb low interest. Shaking my head, I'll never get got again. They get a lot of people. A lot of people don't know that. Like, you don't have to. If you go to a car dealership and they tell you you got to put down something, they lying. It's against the law. But they banking that you don't know it. Especially us with black people. Like, I tell my little sister all the time, they be banking on us not knowing, doing the ghetto thing. For some reason, black people think that out capping, like out talking, loud capping makes you right. And you show one that argument, I'll be like, God bless them. That keep me from just saying, don't, the hell, stop the loud capping, stop the loud talking. You ain't proving a damn point. Black people, let's get that shit out of our system, because we be the ones that violate that the most. I ain't saying we the only, but I hate it. Every time I see it, I be like doing a about face, throwing up the church hand, trying to get from around whoever that is that's acting a monkey. He's Tyrell 5 said money, more money, more money. Dude, you sounding crazy. I get you. Active actor said, hey, Miss Jude, those electric cars is a whole other ball game. Me personally, I don't want to sit at the charging station every day. Just like I don't want to go to the. Can you imagine if you fill your tank up and like 10 o'clock in the morning, and by 8 o'clock the next morning you need to go back to the pump and fill up because you didn't ran out of gas, but you ain't left your city. You ain't left nowhere. All you did is go to work, ride to the mall, pick up your kids, took them to wherever, and every day you got to be at the gas pump filling up. You would go crazy. That is the equivalent to what you go find with them electric cars. I ain't saying they ain't bad. I'm saying when you got a lot of money and you got all the time in the world, by all means. But if you out here living in this hustle and bustle where I don't see how practical that can be. Ain't no fucking way. And ain't nothing pulling electric off my house. But that electric bill high as it is now. He said trying to trade them in. People are getting rid of them cars. I'm telling you. You'll see. Electric cars depreciate fast. That too. That's the problem with them. Just do my bad. Hold on, y'all. That's my daddy. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Daddy.
Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I'm on the
What you been
show.
up?
If people can hear you, I'm on the show. I just want to say happy birthday to the greatest dad in the world. That's my daddy,
Thank
Mr.
you,
David.
baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How
Yeah.
you been today?
I'm good. I'm on the show right now. You want me to call you back?
Oh, well, I'm on the way home anyway. You ain't send me no more money, did you?
I didn't. Do you need some?
No, no. I was saying well, real quick, like I was doing something for Christmas, and she sent me the money, but she said one thing, but the cash app saying another thing. So I was looking when I get to the house.
All right, I'll call
So
you. I'll call you.
okay then.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Tell the people on the show ain't no better person than you.
Y'all hear that? That's why I love my daddy. Have
My
a be
my
safe. All
my
right.
my daughter, my
I
daughter. I got three of them and love all of them.
I know that's right. One, two,
All
and
of them
three.
love me. All of them love me.
And a twin
All
for a
right.
son. All
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah.
Dad. I'm gonna call you when I
All
get
right.
off.
Okay then. All right. All
Love
right.
you.
All right. Love you too.
Bye bye. My daddy. Hey. um, just do my bad. Miss Just do said sorry. I've been in school, just been working, but I catch a replay. Thank you, thank you. Yes, education is important. And like I said, I love sharing the knowledge, stuff I find out or whatever. Sometimes people don't believe me. Active activists know. He know we be going through some stuff, boy, don't they, active activists? Sometimes people don't believe, and then they'll see you chilling and cruising on by and they'll be like, how you do? I I try to tell you. You ain't wanna listen. You ain't want to listen. I'm gonna tell you when somebody knows something. I don't care what color they are, but damn, so coming from where I came from and the times that I grew up in, if a white person ready to tell me a secret, I'm ear hiding. My ears is open. And ever since then, I have not got, and I be getting some good deals. Actors know. I try not to pay full price for nothing. He said, Virgo Nation, I'm tomorrow. Your birthday tomorrow? Well, happy birthday to you too. And happy birthday to Beyonce. Her birthday was yesterday. To all the beehives out there, go, hit your girl up and say, happy birthday, babe. Happy birthday, babe. He said, tell him for me too. I got you, active activist. He said, peace. Peace to you. That's right. So, yeah, look, when it comes to financing, y'all, it's illegal, but them car dealerships are actually to put money down. And there's some nice cars coming out. I was going to take a 300ZX and I was going to find one in the junkyard, of course, get the body straight, get it repainted, and then I was going to buy me a whole engine with the flywheel, Kevlar brakes, all the works, 5-speed T-top. That's what I was going to get. And then, shit, Honda dropped the news. I ain't believe was coming back out. The Honda Prelude. And when I tell you that motherfucker is bad. Look, I'm getting me a Honda Prelude 5-speed. One day it's gonna it ain't gonna be there, and the next day it's gonna be like poof right there. Now the trick, see, I'm telling y'all ahead of time because I think they come out on the assembly line or they roll out in the 2026 models, but they have 2025 models. The trick is the first year. You want to get in on the first year. Why? They're gonna be that cheapest. Because this is a rollback. This is they bringing something else. They bringing something out that was once out. They don't know how well it's gonna be received now. So it could be the difference of you paying 30,000 for a Honda Prelude and letting a year or two pass by and they become hot, and they will, because I seen the prototype. Then you paying like 50, 60. That's gonna be my sport car. That shit is nice. I loved them back then. Oh, they gonna be nice. Talk to you later. All right. Holla. What's up, Jerry? Where you been? You been at them Trump rallies? I'm just picking with you. Jerry, we missed you. We was asking about you too. He our residential Trump advisor on the show. That's our boy, Jared. Jared, what's popping, Jared? Um, but yeah, y'all spread that news. That's all I had today. I ain't have a lot. Um, Boo, stand 10 toes down. Finish what you start. Don't let me or none of us run you out of 147. That's your division. Go get what belongs to you. If you gotta get paid less, y'all ain't hurting for nothing. You are no longer a broke ass nigga if you ever was before that, which I don't think you were. But you ain't a broke ass nigga. So keep grinding. You know, if you don't get the big paydays, cool. But keep beating people ass, but don't let nobody survive like you did Karen. Go to Germany, fight this nigga, knock his ass out in the first round, come back, learn your lesson. Learn your motherfucking lesson. And just keep fighting people. And every time you fight them, you knock their ass out. They ain't on your level, they don't need to go past 5 rounds. You knocking them out. That is going to change your trajectory because now people going to have to come. They're going to have to come pay you. They're going to have to come talk to you. That's how Tank, Deontay Wilder, all of them elevated themselves by doing just what I'm telling you to do now. So yeah, I criticize you, but I can advise you. You can listen, you can not. It don't matter. But 147 is yours. Don't do like Tank and Shakur did and left 130 when it was theirs. This is your division, Boots. Take your shit. Take your place. He said, Jared said, I've been trumping. Okay, Jared. I know, Tyrell. Jared said he been trumping. That's what he be doing. He be trumping. Trumping to the east and trumping to the west. Go ahead, Jared. He said they treat Trump like he's a messiah. I don't know why. I don't know why. Uh, the new prelude is going to be a hybrid. No, no, no. I don't know. Damn, I don't know if it's just a hybrid. It better take gas. That's the only way I'm getting it. Hey, Tyrell, we treat Trump like he's a Obama. uh, Tough Glove Boxing is in the building. Was popping? He says salute at boxing fans. Um, Tyrell giving you a shout out, Jerry. Swing for the fences. Jared said, peace, Tyrell. Uh, Ernie Shavers also from Alabama, but a harder puncher. Yeah, I mean, I think every state in the union got a diamond in the rough. Several. You know, no matter what set you claim, what creed, what race, what religion, whatever. Everybody got it's diamonds in the roughs everywhere. So I don't never count nobody out. That's why I have a hard time calling people nobodies. I just can't get into that. Tough Glove says, so you think Boost should stay? I do. Tough Glove, I think he should stick it out. Sometimes you step in doo-doo. He stepped in doo-doo. He's receiving a lot of black backlash. He's hearing it all. But what's going to prevent him from coming from there to 154? The same problems he got at 147 because he hasn't mastered how to maneuver in that. He gonna have at 154. Sometimes you got to stay and fight, and all Boost got to do, like I explained earlier, all boxers for that matter should do it. Care about your health and wellness. For Boost, check. Set short term goals that match your long term goal. So your big goal is your long term goal, but don't set different types of goals that don't go together. The short term goal is on its way to the long term goal. And then be at the table when they talking business about you. And if you can't, because the promoter don't want you around, you think you dead weight when he out there hustling and bustling. When he come to try to tell you, hey Boost, they turned it down. They said they ain't want no part 7. Okay, Eddie, all right. Soon as Eddie leave, you go get on the phone with the people and find out for yourself. Trust, but verify. Boost, you got to be Ronald Reagan in this point. Trust, but verify, Charlie. That's what you got to do. We all should be like that. At least that part. And the rest of Reagan out. But that part, yeah. And because it makes the most sense. I'll trust you, but don't get mad because I check up on you. That way, I ain't running into a big brick wall or getting exposed or getting misled or something like that. I don't want to go through them problems. You can't trust nobody better than yourself to do business for you. And because life don't always work like that, you always got to have a mouthpiece. Eddie Hearn is your mouthpiece. Keep in mind what you think he doing. You got to just be able to discern, do he got your best interest? I really do believe, like somebody has said, that he brought you on the team for a couple of reasons. One, Connor Ben is coming off of his little suspension soon. And he couldn't get Connor Ben in a fight. But now that you there, boom, he can get, and he favors Connor Ben. Two, it ain't all he learned a lesson. How do I say this plain? He learned a lesson. Because everything you have, attributes and all, Boots, everything you going through, at one point in time, that was Terrence Crawford. You don't sell. Terrence didn't sell. You're not a pay-per-view star. Terrence is not a pay-per-view star. You're not a moneymaker. Terrence was not a moneymaker. They say you're not elite. They say Terrence wasn't elite. We can go on and on and on. People avoiding the fights. You got to fight these Europeans. You got to go down the list of the sanctioning just to get a fight. And guess what? That happened to Terrence. And before Terrence could crack his lips and gather the spit in his mouth to ask Eddie, which he wasn't, Eddie was like, I can't fuck with you, dog. And Bob said, you ain't no good. You ain't no good. Everybody was like putting their hands in their pocket. Seats taken. That's all fucking Terrence heard. Terrence was like, I fly on my own. No problem. And that's Eddie learned what he missed. Don't you know that nigga wanted to be the promoter of Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford? He wanted that. And anything else, if Terrence get in a fight with Canelo, you know how salty Eddie would be. So this time around, he gonna hedge his bets. He ain't gonna spend a lot of money on you, enough to make you think he doing you a solid. But let me go and get Boots on the roster, but and just see how it pans out. Y'all talking to each other. Don't judge a book by its cover. Old but true proverb. Exactly. Boots can't get the other title holders to fight him at 147. He too big for that weight. Anyhow, time to move up. Nah, I think he should stay where he at and conquer. Yeah, it would be time, Jerry. You're right. He ain't got long in that weight before he can't make it. But conquer the shit. It's his. It's for him. Go ahead and conquer that shit. Why you can. Don't let us run you up out of there. Yeah, we're gonna criticize you, but stop doing stupid shit. Going up to 154, it'll be a rinse and repeat of what's going on now. Conquer where you at, Boots. It's your division. It's up to you, Shawty. It's up to you. Don't let Eddie, me, anybody out here that's talking shit about you, criticizing, whatever the case. Don't let us stop you. You are that good. But your decision making, oh my God, as far as the three things, health and wellness, short-term goal, long-term goal, and business acumen, you suck on a business acumen. And it ain't the worst, but it be setting you back. It's almost like you running, and time you take 10 steps forward, something happened when you gotta take 6 steps back and then do 10 steps forward again, and then 5 steps back. It's like you never getting where you're trying to go. Y'all hit that like button. Too many fighters rushing to upper their value and make big money. Boost is good where he at. But you know what? Hey, if you just want to step up to 154 to fight Terrence, I think that's a mistake. But hey, if that's what you want to do, if Terrence want to fight you, I'm going for Terrence. So I ain't telling you not to go to 154 so you don't have to. So I'm protecting Terrence. I don't protect Terrence from nothing. That nigga think he can win. I believe him. He done showed me enough. And when y'all wasn't giving him fights, he was fighting everybody. That's why he could say in the last however many fights except this fight, the streak is over. He been knocking niggas out. That's why y'all like Tank. You almost can set your watch to it that Terrence is gonna knock your ass out. That was what made him um that is what gave him his mystique. He's curious and people want to know. Boo has potential to be great, but he needs to build his resume first. He just got to go down the line, stay within the confines of the rules of the game. The top dogs don't want you, fight the next person online, no matter who they are. But knock their ass out when they come in there. Ain't no 12 round. I'm just getting some rounds in. Do that shit in the gym. And watch, people will start coming for you. That's what Tank did. That's what Terrence did. That's what they did. They was hurting motherfuckers. They Tank a little bit complexion for the protection, a lot of other stuff, but him getting in trouble, he almost derailed himself. But the Tank knocking people out, and you can almost set your watch to that. It didn't matter. And he ain't been tested. Okay, bring somebody that you say this elite. Leo Santa Cruz was tested. He was considered an elite fighter. Tank knocked his ass out. Barrios had clout. He knocked him out. Frank Martin, y'all was building him up like he elite. He knocked him out. Start doing that, boo. Eventually, people gonna really come to you. Just start doing that. He said maybe fight, but until then, if you step out of line, we're gonna criticize you. I am, but I do want to see you be successful. Maybe fight fighters who have fought elite fighters to build his value to work up to that big payday. Stop being a follower. Start your own trend. Uh, they did Bud wrong at the beginning of his career, but Bud always value his Bud always value was higher than it was. Yeah, they no matter what they try to tell Bud, he won't listen. And I have big time respect for him. Bud not beating Canelo, and I respect Bud. That's cool. Tyrell, maybe if that fight ever get made, you come over here and tell us about it. Huh? He said Bud would be 37 at the end of September. He's not only past his prime, but he fighting a younger, heavier Canelo. But Bud don't have a lot of damage, and that matters. And Bud lives the boxing life. I think he's vegan. Bud career is over. Bud is a major flop. Oh, we got a hater, a troll. The active activist in tough club boxing. Salute. Boost already being avoided. He goes knocking everyone out. He won't get anyone to fight. Yeah, they would. Jared, they'll come. Jared, they would come. Look, they come for Tank because guess what? People gonna pay to see it, and that's gonna be the attraction. That's the attraction. That's why people want to fight Tank and dethrone him because he's the moneymaker. You fight Tank, you're making money in that fight. That's why they want to come at him. So if nothing else, their greed is gonna stick to Boost like white on rice. But that's all Boost also taking the word of his promoters. Oh, they don't want to fight you. Could be a lie. He said Boost is a hype job. Philly boxing fell off. Okay, Jose, stop trolling. AJ versus the Wall would be a great fight. You old. I think that fight already happened. Tank only fight in-house fighters. Stop the cap. It it don't matter, Jared. Was Leo Santa Cruz a great fighter? Was Frank Martin supposed to be a great fighter? Was Barrios a great fighter? Now we see, and I've been saying all along, Pitbull Cruz was a good fighter. But now we see that he is. And Tank did what? Pluga, pluga, pluga. And casuals love that. And I'm telling you, my family, now they know his name. But some people in my family is like, hey, yo, just let me know when that yellow boy fight. I was like, Tank, hey, we got to use their name, no descriptions. But that's what they would say. He's exciting. And he can back up everything. He can get out there and talk shit and can back all of it up. Until somebody dethrone him, we don't want to see when you want to make money, you got to bring in the casuals. And of course, the real boxing fans will be there. Tank needs another big pay per view. He's falling off real fast. I don't know. He said no. Cruz, I don't think has fought since Martin. No, all in house. Jerry, I'm not arguing or going to debate you about in house or out house. I'm telling you the caliber of people he fighting. Y'all say he won't fight nobody. They put some notable people in there, and he still knocked them out. That's what I'm saying. I'm still interested how Frank Martin will bounce back. For a boxer who started boxing late, he's still skilled despite losing the tank. Frank was good, but he that's that press clipping. Because he was associated with who he was associated with. He was all of a sudden made diamond overnight. Frank was beyond reproach. He was a top elite because why? Because Earl is his promoter. It's a popularity contest sometimes in boxing. It's a drama, soap opera, sometimes in boxing. And Frank got caught up in that. But Frank was always who he was. And the fight that he fought right before Earl and Crawford got into their fight, like I think he fought a couple of weeks before that, he barely won that bitch. And some would say he lost. So he was never all that. See, sometimes, you got people uh a part of boxing community that like to put 20 on 10. And that ain't good for nobody. Because that I mean, and then those people get highly disappointed because y'all was putting 20 on motherfucking Earl and he broke y'all heart. Now Frank broke some hearts. Because y'all was putting 20 on 10 instead of calling it for what it really was. He said, I want to see him bounce back. Yeah, I ain't got nothing against Frank. Yeah, he learned a lesson. Tank versus Loma is the only big fight at 135. What's up, Joseph Bailey? Joseph Bailey in the building. What's Papa King? He said, shirt has arrived. I know that's right. You're gonna be killing them with that, boy. I got some Air Force Ones that's like gold, like brown, like that color that the goat says. Oh man. Y'all better get y'all shirt. I had that shirt on again today. It feels so comfortable. He said Crawford should fight Benavidez. I'll pay for that. I don't know how your matchmaking is. Benavidez at 175 now. I don't know. He already fought Benavidez. If you're talking about Jose. He said Jared said Tank Davis is the biggest duck in come on, Jared. Major talent all over 135 and 140. He has fought none of them except a weight drain Ryan. Jerry, there's no pleasing you. Active activist said, yep. Jose, I don't want to see that, but too small with too much heart. Jose trolling, but Jose, you might be a Canelo fan, but he's like, you're welcome here too. Jose, do me a favor. I know you hit my like button, didn't you? And you hit the subscribe button, right? And I appreciate you, Jose. Well, we cool with you too, Jose. You ain't got a troll over here. We good. We respect everybody's opinion. But problem is he's too stubborn with the heart and skill. I don't know. Bud has made me a believer. I don't question him. I don't, whatever. But I know we can talk about boxing all over the places. Oh man, I'm past my time. But look, y'all take this and spread the word, ma'am. In my country, boys. Don't spread this word around. Ryan Garcia is exonerated. He was suspended because he didn't report all the meds or supplements. He was supposed to report everything he took, and he didn't report everything. So they suspended him. But they didn't suspend him for cheating, and they didn't fine him for cheating. He's exonerated. So go tell that. Get and go tell that. Yep. Said Jose, I don't want to see that. I think I read that shit. Okay. Tough Glove said Canelo is very predictable. He is. He don't got the foot to match, but like and subscribe, supporters and detractors alike. Yeah, y'all hit that for a sister. That's free. Or hit my cash app. Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's the cash app. Boxing Fans Talk TV. Hit the like button, please. Devin is overrated. Good, but overrated. Yep, that's why he lost. And nothing else. So when you hear Devin say he was cheated, y'all got to throw the bullshit flag. If the tables were turned, I would be in Ryan's favor. I'm a neutral fan. Look, y'all can go back and look at my past videos. I used to dog the shit out of Ryan because Ryan was acting foul. He was moving funny. He changed that, and I'm more empathetic to, I guess, whatever he was going on, because I know he said he went through something mentally. So, but Ryan is the truth. He don't put he just go out there. He don't put 20 on 10. He don't say he the baddest mofo. He better than Mayweather and all. He don't do all that bullshit. He don't do all that capping. He knew he could beat Devin ass. He was sitting there like, yeah. Devin and his daddy was reading their press clippings too hard, and they got beside themselves. And I think that they probably do live out. I don't know it or whatever, but they liars to me now. That's how I look at it. I mean, be in Devin favor if the tables were turned. Oh, no. Ryan tested positive and missed weight by 3.5 pounds. Nothing going to change that. Jared, and if you was a boxing god or sitting on the New York State commissioning board, I guess them words will mean a whole lot. But as it is, it's just coming from you. It don't mean shit. I'm sorry to tell you, Jared, because you got to be hard with Jared sometimes. I have to tell you like that, Jared, because nobody's making an argument that Ostarine wasn't in this system. I have always felt from day one, without this ruling coming out and being public, that I don't think Ryan cheated. Not at all. I have, if it was in his system, it's a perfectly good reason. It had to be in the system, not from him cheating. That's what I felt. And when you look at the scientific details, get into the minuscule of the details, obviously the motherfucker won't cheat. And if he was cheating, he did it all wrong. There was so little of it in there. But even with that, New York, y'all got to keep in mind, New York has a no tolerance. They don't give a fuck how little or a lot it is. It ain't supposed to be in your system. So, having said that, tell me why New York has ruled that ain't the issue. New York, if you mad at what I'm saying, Jared, take it up with New York, because they found his ass innocent. And that's what y'all got to do. I'm just reporting. That's all. Y'all got to take it up with New York. Ryan was scared until he hit Devin. I don't know about that actor. Watch that amateur fight. Devin was catching the same left hook. The only difference was the gloves had more pad and they had headgear on. Probably so. They both won 3 apiece. As it is, he is suspended and the victory was overturned. Sorry to tell you like that, but that is just a fact. No, Jared, you good. You good. We all know that. I'm not trying to change that. It's nothing I can do. It's nothing I can do. But we can't, but you not gonna step up. Nobody, none of us should let anybody step up to us and tell us nothing different. It worked out in Devin's favor. Kudos to him. Ryan caught the short end of the stick. Sorry for you, Ryan. But it's just a suspension for 1 year. He ain't gotta do New York said we don't see it. Because you remember the investigation, the whole thing was about the Ostarine in the system. He had to prove that shit was a fluke. He must have proved it. Because they didn't come back and say nothing. They came back and said, well, you didn't tell us you was taking these supplements, so we got to punish you. That's essentially what happened. Tough Glove said, I'm with Jerry on this one. He popped dirty. Yeah, y'all can say he popped dirty. But I'm with Ryan on this one. I don't think he cheated. And then New York don't think he cheated neither. So it is what it is. I have to go with New York on it. They found him innocent. Hmm. That is what happens when you fail a drug test. But Jerry, Jerry. All I be saying to you sometimes. Let's just be honest. Up until yesterday, I guess you could say that. Up until then, or you can still go look it up yourself. Y'all don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. New York found him innocent. So I don't. To me, I won't walk around this earth and say, "Well, he was a dirty cheat." I don't give a fuck what New York said. He's no, 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 no. We have laws for a reason. You might not like the justice system, but it's for everybody and it's supposed to be fair. It ain't always fair. We know that, but it is the justice system we got. Right. So either I hate the justice system and how it works, or I like it. Which one? Which area you want me to be? You want me to like it only when it serves my purpose, or you want me to like it no matter how it turns out? Because I know it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Shit can happen, but they didn't find him to be a cheat, and that should matter to all of us. So you can't call a man a cheat when where point to it. Just like if somebody come and say you got a loss, Devin Haney, he gonna be like point to it. I don't have a loss. My record says no losses. See what I'm saying? But we all saw. See what I'm saying? He said, "Cool breeze, watch the left foot." He said, "I didn't know they found him innocent." And yeah, like I said, shout out to Fanon. I got my information from him. Some of y'all might like him, some of y'all might not. The motherfucker was reading from the document. I don't know what to tell y'all. But shout out to him for bringing that out. Because that was let out very quietly. Where has the Commission of New York said, where has the Commission of New York said Ryan was innocent? Jared, go look up the paperwork. They released it's public. Just go look it up. You got all the time in the world, Jared. I know your ass retired. You retired like me, Jared. You ain't going to no job. Just go look it up. If you don't want to believe it, you don't want to. The officials have the last word. That's all I can tell you. I'm not an official. I don't have a heaven or hell to put neither one of them in. I'm not an official. If they'd have came back and said guilty as charged, send his ass to jail, 5 years probation, whatever, I don't know, whatever they could have did, we have to roll with that. Be like, well, New York said, the justice system can work like that for any and everything, and we have to go by, what the justice system concludes. And I'm sure they had a lot of people smarter than us testifying and reviewing evidence and stuff like that. And that's what they come up with. So your debate never should be with me. It should be with them. He said they have not. Ryan agreed to independent drug testing where he failed the drug test. New York may not have accepted the results. Does not change. Do. And there y'all have it. Ryan was investigated. He had to prove his innocence. He had to turn that stuff in to the commissioner, and they had to make a decision. But Jerry tells you none of that matters as far as he's concerned, and that didn't happen. But it did happen. So I'm not gonna debate Jerry about the semantics. Take it up with New York, Jerry. I'm done with it. But I just felt like as loudly as we was persecuting him and prosecuting him in the court of public opinion, we should also exonerate him. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm saying. Ryan is not my favorite fighter. I don't cake for Ryan, but I don't want to see him get done dirty. Like I don't want to see Boots get done dirty. Y'all already know who my favorite fighter is. One person right now. And that man name is Terrence Bud Crawford. And until he retired, that's my favorite fighter. Win, lose, or draw. So everybody else, again, I don't want Terrence to do nobody dirty. I don't want nobody to do Terrence dirty. I'm all about fairness. When I tell you it's almost Libra season, that's what a true Libra is about. Fairness. You got to balance our scales. So I don't know what Jared talking about. He said, I got to see the paper myself. Go look it up. I know you'll find the active actors. No need to take it up in New York. He's suspended and the victory was overturned. Tells you all you need to know. Also, the dude, you keep saying failed test. Go read the paper, Jerry. Go read the paper. We everybody knows that Ostarine was in his system. If that's the failed test you talk about, you're being redundant. I'm talking about with their final conclusion off of that failed test, off of the hair sample test that didn't fail. You don't want to talk about that one though, because that test didn't fail, and that was after the fact, so it should have failed, but it didn't. But you ain't gonna talk about that one. That's it's all good, Jerry. So you just want to talk about the one that you like, but I'm saying take it all into consideration. And they had to gather all that, sit down, take in what Devin and his dad was saying, what Ryan and his lawyers were saying, what Ryan tests, and that and all of A and the B something and how much it was and broken down scientifically. And in the end, New York said no without saying, but said because New York should have put it in the paperwork, don't you think? That's the whole reason for their convening of that body. They was convening on that. But they said, nah, you forgot to tell us you was taking supplements, so we're gonna suspend you. He said, yeah, that is the test. Failed phosphorine, tried to turn in his own hair. Tried to turn or did. Y'all gotta be careful how y'all that Jared, you kind of active actors. You know he remind us of one of our good friends, Mr. Coleman. Boy, Jared, your language. He tried to turn in the hair sample, or did he turn it in? There's a difference. Try means you tried, didn't get in. You tried it though. Or did he turn it in and it got in? Jared, come on now. You be debating. We don't even have to debate. We don't even have to debate. Say your debates, Jared, for the debate that's coming on this month, I think, with Kamala Harris and your boy Trump, your brother. Oh Lord. Anyway, Jared, we love you. Anyway, y'all, this is it. That's all I had today. Loudly as I prosecuted, loudly as I criticize, loudly as I will say positive things and hope for the best. I wish you the best, Boots. Like I said, they ain't gonna stop me from criticizing you, but stay intent. Go through your lesson, take your lesson, go back home, don't do it again. Start knocking motherfuckers out. It don't matter. The people don't want to fight you. Fight the 12th person on the list. Knock his ass out though. That's what you do. That's the difference. Anywho, I ain't got nothing else. Peace. He said, oh, wait a minute, Jerry said, you don't get to turn in your own test sample. Nice try. Well, Jerry, I'm sorry to tell you, you say that, but Ryan did get to turn his in. So take it up with Ryan, Jerry. Take it up with New York. Don't debate me. That's your rule, Jerry. But you don't run no lab and you don't head up no commission. So take it up with them. I know you can't trump your way through everything, Jerry. I'm just Jerry, we love you, Jerry. Anyway, peace. I see y'all tomorrow.